Hello everyone. So let's start out today on our backs. Just an easy warm up. Letting the body take a moment here just to settle into being down on the floor. All the muscles just melting their way into the mat. Closing the eyes. Letting yourself have a moment to just notice your breath. Without trying to change it in any way, even deepening it, just notice what it is right here. Noticing all the sensations in your body as you inhale. And all the sensations as you exhale. Body relaxing. And now notice sensation in your right palm. Just let your attention rest there for several breaths. Feeling all that sensation in your right hand. The center of the palm. The fingers, the fingertips. Notice as you rest your attention there, the sensation becomes much larger. It even spreads out from the center of your hand all the way out to those fingers and fingertips. Maybe even sensation just outside of the hand. Or slightly away from the hand. Letting the breath remain as it is. Your awareness is still on the breath. Even as you are noticing all that sensation in your right hand. And then as you exhale now, gently draw your awareness right back to the sensations in your belly. Letting the sensation subside in that right hand. Fully full awareness now moving into the belly. The breath just as it is. Body nice and relaxed. And now, as you exhale again, notice sensation in the left palm. It's right in the center of the palm. Letting your awareness rest there. Noticing how that sensation kind of expands itself as you settle your attention on that space. You might even notice sensation still in that right hand, but can you shift your awareness to just feel the sensation in that left palm and the fingers, fingertips. Breath remaining as it is, nice and relaxed. Feeling the sensation in the left palm and aware of the breath. Let the awareness open to both the left and the right hands. And even awareness in the center of your body, the breath. Body still relaxed and comfortable. Now gently release the sensation in your hands. Coming back into the belly and noticing all the sensation there of the inhalation and the exhalation. Noticing how the sensation in our hands grew much larger when we rested our attention there. Do you notice that same sensation in the belly? Does it expand? And move up into the torso. And there's no right or wrong. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It's just noticing. taking just a couple more deep, full breaths. Really fill up, expanding the sensation on the inhalation. And as you exhale, you can open the mouth and release all that breath, fully aware of the sensations in the belly as you're releasing the breath. And as you exhale again, let's hug the knees on into the chest. Some gentle knee circles here. And taking the knees in the other direction as well. And then go ahead and place your feet back down on the mat. And we'll start out with those pelvic tilts. So simulating your cat and cow here with just the pelvis. So as you inhale, let the pelvis tip forward or up towards your ceiling. And then as you exhale, let the pelvis tip backwards or down into the floor. So you'll engage the glutes a little bit as the pelvis tilts backwards. Inhale, just let that pelvis open up. And exhale, shift it back. Just let your awareness stay in tune to what the sensations are in your hips. That might even extend down into your legs as there's a little bit of help from our legs to let that pelvis move here. And then now return to your neutral. Let the pelvis shift left and right, just gliding across the floor. So we don't have to lift your hips up off the floor at all. They're just gliding left and right. And the legs here are working as well as we go to shift those hips side to side. And you're just noticing the subtleties of the movement through the hips and all those muscles as one side engages and the other side releases. And now, go ahead and lift one hip up off the floor in the direction of the other side. And just move back and forth between those hips. And your movement doesn't have to be very large. You're just feeling out the mobility of the hips. One more each side. Okay, and then opening the legs up to being mat with the part moving down now into the where your leg bone meets the hips. Okay? So letting that right knee drop in and down. Opening back up. And letting the other knee drop in and down. And opening back up. So As you exhale, let's let the knees drop in and down. We're just adding our breath to this movement. And as you inhale, pull that knee back up. Exhale, drop the other knee. Exhale, pull it back up, or inhale rather. Exhale, the other knee drops down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, the knee drops. Inhale, back up. Now, bring your feet back to being hip width apart. And now let both knees drop over to one side on those exhales. You can even extend the arms out away from you for a little more support through your trunk. And just hold here a breath or two. And as you inhale again, just let the leg on top lift up and let it keep on going over to the other side. And eventually it gets to a point where you're kind of in that bound angle on the floor, and it's just going to start to pull that other leg up and over. And then that's when you let that exhale happen. Holding on this side, couple breaths. Now those of you that are not very tight through your hips, you can maybe continue moving with the breath if you'd like. Some of you might like to hold, as I am, if you have a little more tension through the hips. And then go ahead as you inhale, open back up nice and slow. You're feeling out all the sensations as you're moving. So it's not a quick movement. And then exhaling as you drop the other knee over. And inhale, open back up. Last time here. Exhaling the other knee over. And then as you inhale, engage through your core muscles and pull both knees back up to center. And now let's start to warm the core just a little bit. So if you lift your knees up so that they're about that 90 degrees and right over the hips as well, we're just going to pull one knee in as we let the other one just go out and hover. And then the other one changing sides. So as you inhale, let's do one leg. We're pulling it in. And as you exhale, switch. Okay. Moving with your breath. Keeping that core tightly engaged, pulling the belly button down to the spine. And switching with your breath. Some of our breath might be faster than others. And now let's take a moment, really engage through that core. Arms are going to extend out away from you to hold your body down. And we're just going to not use the arms this time. You can still inhale one leg, exhale the other, or do it a little more rapidly, but keep breathing. Just to get the core to get nice and warm. Just one more each side. Pulling the knees back into the chest. Nice little release through the lower back. And we want to work those obliques a little bit here too. So the knees are still at 90-90. Okay, and then we're just going to barely about 45 degrees. Take the knees to the side. Come back through center and take them to the other side. You don't want the torso to come off the floor at all. This is all core work. Okay? This is called twisted stomach. And you can add your breath here. So as you exhale, drop over into the work. As you come out, inhale. Exhale into the work. Don't go too far. Inhale, pull it back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Just one more each side. Back through center, and then release the feet down to the mat. And now we'll begin to warm the glutes up for today. We're also going to add the arms and get the shoulders here. So as you inhale, we're just gently going to lift the hips up off the floor and take those arms straight up overhead. And then as you exhale, lower everything right back down. Nice and slow. Inhale, lifting, squeezing the glutes, and exhale, lower back down. Just a few more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Notice if things loosened up for you, if you can pull those shoulders down your back a little bit more, so the next time you come in, you can open up just a little bit more through your back, through the chest, through the shoulders. Two more breaths here, opening. As you open this time, just stay here, pause for a couple breaths. And as you exhale, just gently and slowly release down to the mat. And take a moment here just to notice how your body feels. Now we're going to gently come up, we'll rise on up, and we'll come into, instead of modified pigeon today, the full pigeon after working the glutes here. Let's see if we can ease into just releasing them. Okay, so turning over on your side, we can push up. Okay, go ahead and lift up. You can kind of come at it from a plank or even all fours, and just drop that one leg right into your pigeon. So we want to square those hips. Okay, try not to sit out on either hip. The hips are square to the mat. And if you need a block or something, you can place that under the hip of the leg that is in front, that you're stretching. noticing not only sensation through the glutes on the leg that you're stretching, but check out the hip flexors on the other side. And you can deepen the intensity of that stretch, leaning forward. Try to let the shoulders rest down the back. Your belly's still engaged here, so we're keeping that back nice and long and relaxed as you're settling into this pigeon. And then letting your awareness draw right back to just the breath and all those sensations in your body that you're feeling. And if any thoughts come up that, kind of take over your mind, so it distracts you from feeling out those sensations, just gently let them go and come back to what you're feeling in your body. So we're not mentally engaging with any of those thoughts. Or daydreaming. Just a few more breaths here on this side. We're going to come back up into that plank to change sides, but before you switch sides, so the emphasis for the remaining practice today is going to be on balance, and even in your plank, we can focus on some balance work. So as you step back into your plank, we're going to keep that right leg or whatever leg you have in front lifted. So you're actually going to be in a offset plank, okay? We really have to engage through the core to keep your hips square, and you want to make sure that your hands are right under those shoulders when you're in your plank. So go ahead, push right on up, push through that back leg, extend the leg out that's in front, and then lift it up. And we're just going to do tiny little pulses here. Lift, 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 lift. And then put that leg right down, and then we're going to draw the other leg into your pigeon. Letting those hips sit nice and square to the mat. Just a few more breaths. You can ease your way down if you'd like. Keeping the shoulders resting down the back. Noticing the breath. back up into your plank, that three-legged plank. So this leg that's in front, you're going to lift it up, okay, and pulse. 2, belly's hugging in. 8, and release both knees down. Go ahead and just have a seat here in your hero pose. Making a little opening through the quads. Lifting up through the shoulders here and dropping them down, just a few shoulder rolls. And then come forward. We can just stand up from here. Coming into mountain. And we'll inhale, take those arms straight up overhead. Grab that left wrist, and as you exhale, just lean to the right side. Inhale back through center. Exhale the other side. Inhale center. Exhale, hands behind the back, opening the chest as you inhale right here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. That beautiful flat back, belly's engaged. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, come all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands behind the back, opening the chest. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. And now go ahead and shift your balance right over onto your left foot. Okay? And then we're going to draw the right leg up into your tree. So really be sure you're grabbing down through those 4 corners on the left foot. And then go engaging through the core. And then lifting right up into your tree. Just a couple more breaths. So find your drishti today. Drishti is that focal point out on the floor in front of you that you can set your gaze on. And let the breath be in your awareness. And as you exhale, release that foot down. We'll shake out that left foot a little bit. And then let's shift. Let's come on to the right foot. So we want to ground down through that foot before you even start. Really feel those 4 corners of your feet digging into the mat. Kind of like you're extending the tree roots down into the ground and you're feeling their support there. And then from there, you're engaging the belly. Shoulders are resting softly down the back. You have your solid foundation. And then we lift up the other leg. and feeling the stability in our grounding. And one side will always be better than the other. It's kind of just how it is. Really ground down. Notice your body. Notice if you kind of let the hips hinge out. Maybe they get a little lax through here. It can all affect your balance. If we're not pushing down into that groundedness of our leg, we let go of the belly. All those things affect our balance. As well as if we're distracted in our mind. Okay, one more breath. And as you exhale, go ahead and release that foot down. Then we'll shake out the other leg. Okay. And then come back onto the other leg. We're now going to go into dancer pose. Okay, so grounding down through that left foot. Okay, all four corners are really pushing down into the mat. We've activated this whole left side. From the hips down, the core is engaged and the upper body is relaxed. And then we're just gonna reach down to grab the ankle. Okay, and we want to be able to get a stretch through the quad here. That's the goal. And then when you have some flexibility in that quadricep muscle, you can begin to let that leg come behind the body. And it will intensify the stretch that you feel. Okay. So we take this pose in stages. You're really keeping grounded here through the foot that you're balancing on. Upper body, shoulders staying relaxed. And you can take this, the leg that's up in the air, okay, you want to push that ankle into your hand. So there's some active resistance from the hand and the leg. So not only are we stretching the quadricep muscles, we're also activating them at the same time. And that in turn lets the muscles stretch a little bit more or release. Okay. One more breath. And as you exhale, release. And we'll shift sides. Make sure to roll out this ankle. Your calf muscles might be getting a little warm. And stretch that too. We're gonna release with a pose for the hamstrings and our calves. So come on to your other side, okay? Grounding down through that whole side, making sure that the hips are level and stable here. And then we'll bring the other leg up, grabbing the ankle, okay? Or the top of the foot, yeah. And if you have more flexibility in that quad, you can begin to lean forward into this pose. Upper body stays soft and relaxed, and it'll give you a little more of a back bend here as well. Okay. If you don't, just stay where you're feeling that stretch through the quads, and be sure that you are pushing the leg or the ankle into the hand, and the hand is resisting that. And then as you exhale again, go ahead and release that side. Nice. Rolling out the foot. So let's go ahead and do a forward fold, and we'll get a little release through the hamstrings and the calves. Just releasing down forward. You can place your hands underneath the toes if you'd like. Press your toes down into your hands and hang here for several breaths. Letting the breath now shift to the back of the body. Just another breath here. Then go ahead and release your hands out from under the toes and bend the knees. And then we'll come right back up to standing. Okay, and then we'll do one more balancing pose. And it's that L shape. Okay, so if you shift your weight onto the left foot again, you're really grounding down through that whole side. Let the hands be on the hips here for this one. Okay, and then we'll bring the right knee up, and then we're just extending out through the heel and back down. Okay, a few times on that. So as you inhale, we'll pull the knee up. As you exhale, extend through the heel and then pull it back and down. Inhale, exhale, and release. Inhale, exhale, and release. Now, as you this time take that leg up and out, can we take it over to the side and back and down? And when you go to the side, don't let the hips turn. It's just the leg that's moving out to the side. So a few more times with that movement here. Even these balancing poses can get you out of breath. Okay, the leg might drop a little bit lower than where you initially bring the knee, and that's fine. The leg is heavy, and it takes a little bit of practice to keep the leg lifted. Okay, let's change sides. Because we are, roll your ankle on this foot. We are doing this without straps. So you're taking the weight of your leg. Okay? So if your leg needs to be lower, that's absolutely okay. Okay? So now shifting your balance over to the other side and really grounding down through that foot, engaging the core. Shoulders are soft, relaxed. Okay? And then we'll go ahead and as you inhale, pull that other leg up. Exhale, extend. Inhale, come up. Exhale, extend. Inhale, come up. extend. Sometimes will be faster than others. Inhale, extend. Now, this next time we're going to take the leg out to the side, keeping those hips relatively square, okay? And down. Come back into your forward fold. Now while we're here in the forward fold, so go ahead and kind of round out your back and then pull it back into that nice length. So as you inhale, round it out. Exhale, pull it back in nice and long, and see if that lets you deepen into your forward fold just a little bit more. So a couple more of those, rounding out and then pulling back into that nice long line, letting the head relax. Last time, rounding out and then pulling back and staying here a couple breaths. Okay, bend the knees, and we'll come back up. We're going to stretch out again everything we did, especially through the glutes, in that balancing forward fold, okay? So shifting your weight onto one side, really grounding down through that leg. Then we're bringing the other foot up into that modified pigeon stance. And then you're hinging forward, right into your forward fold again. And if you have a block or a chair, you can place it here. Otherwise, we're working on getting to the floor. And that's also gonna bring a little more depth to this stretch that you'll feel through the glutes. One more breath. And then very gently, you can bend that leg, the leg that you're balancing on. Come on up. Nice, come on up all the way. Use that leg and release, okay? And then shake out the foot here. We release those muscles through the ankle, the calf. And then shift your weight onto that other side, really grounding down. And then we'll bring that other leg up. And hinging forward. Just a couple more breaths. And get your balance, come on back up. Use this leg that you're standing on to come all the way up. Nice, and then release that leg down. Now we're gonna go on down to the mat to do a seated forward fold. So whatever graceful way, you can take yourself down to the mat. Extend those legs out in front. Okay. So we want to realign our spine and set our foundation points here. We've got the heels, the legs pressing down into the mat. You've got the sits bones pushing down into the mat. The belly draws in. The shoulders are resting down the back, so the spine is nice and long and tall. And notice, if you hunch here, there's a bit of pressure throughout your upper body. But when you're nice and tall and lifted, everything feels free, so to speak, unless there's other muscular restrictions in your body. Okay, so with that nice tall stance, we're gonna let all of that from the pelvis up to shift forward. And you're going forward as far as you can until you feel a pull through the backs of the legs or your lower back. If it doesn't work for you, if you're too tight through those hips and the back is rounding out because it's so tight, bend your knees and work on getting that pelvis just to lift up and forward. And then as that releases, you can slowly begin to extend those legs out as the hamstrings loosen up. So everything is a progression and it takes time. Okay, so find that place that you want to rest in for your forward fold. And then we're just gonna hold and breathe for a couple minutes here. And as your body loosens up, you're welcome to let yourself just naturally deepen. Okay? And there's also that dynamic movement. So you're welcome to hold just as you are. If you're really tight and feel like this is just where I need to be, I want to breathe into that space, then do that. If you are seeking movement and these static holds are not comfortable for you, then you can, with your breath, as you inhale, we're kind of going to lift up and out, refine your alignment just a little bit, flatten that back, engage the belly, and then as you exhale, let yourself deepen down into that pose. Inhale, refine that movement again, lengthen the back, draw the shoulders down. Exhale, release into it. Okay? And you'll keep refining and keep moving with the breath there until you get to a new level of stretch where you're going to want to hold and just breathe. But it should never be a stretch that is uncomfortable in any way. It should feel good. About 2 more breaths. And then let those hands drop to the floor, and we'll use the hands to come back up and out. And if you want, you can do a few little circles here just to keep the fluidity of the spine. And then take the circle in the other direction. And then we are going to find our way right onto our backs into Shavasana. Closing the eyes once again, deepening the breath. Just letting every muscle in your body Have a moment of pure release, relaxation. Just to let something other than yourself hold the weight of your body so you can be at peace. Just breathing. Notice all that spaciousness in the body that you just created. Breathe into all that space. And taking just one more full deep breath and opening the mouth as you exhale, releasing all the breath from the body. And very gently, go ahead and draw the knees into the chest, releasing your back. And you're welcome to move here, rocking side to side or circling the knees. And then when you're ready, go ahead and roll to one side. Take a full deep breath there. We'll come back up to your seated position, easy pose. Closing the eyes and returning to that belly breath. Just noticing how the body feels after your practice. And bringing your hands to your heart. Namaste.